Hello everyone, welcome to Zenned Out TV. My name is Erin, I'm a member of Team Zenned Out, and I'm also a Reiki master and tarot reader, breathwork facilitator, many things. And today I'm hopping on to talk to you about the dark moon. So the dark moon is actually tomorrow and Friday in Virgo before our new moon in Libra on Saturday. And I really like to talk about the dark moon, and Cassie, lead goddess at Zenned Out, does as well, because there really is not as much attention given typically to the waning phase of the cycle. Everyone knows about the new moon and the full moon, right? And we love the parts of the cycle that are about energy building, about manifesting, about growing. But there's not as much attention given to the part of the cycle that's about releasing, that's about shedding, that's about sacrificing, that's about looking at our shadow. And that's really what the dark moon time is about. The dark moon time asks us to get familiar with our shadow, to connect with our shadow, to rest and to soften, to open, to receive, to connect with our intuition. And when we talk about shadow, there's a couple of blog posts on zennedout.com about this, but I'll just briefly say what I mean is the parts of us that we are ashamed of, the parts of us that we are afraid of, the parts of us that we have maybe shoved down, forgotten about, pushed away, locked up in a little box and said, I'm not going to access that. I'm too scared. I'm too ashamed. So the reason that we do shadow work and that we connect with those parts of ourselves is just to integrate that into our being, to make us more whole. And that's how we really connect with a deep level of self-love, coming from that place of not just loving the parts of ourselves that are really easy to love, but all of the parts of ourselves. So doing that work is really shadow work. And the dark moon time is really helpful for this. So I wrote a blog on zennedout.com that you can find at the link in our bio, and it's 3 rituals for the dark moon. So you'll want to do one of these rituals, all of these rituals, tomorrow or Friday before we have that new moon in Libra, like I mentioned. And today I want to share on this video, the video recording just hit 2 minutes and 22 seconds if anyone's into numerology. Today I wanted to share a really brief tarot or oracle spread that you can use to dive into some shadow work for this season, for this time of the cycle. So what you'll want to do to ritualize this is just to create a ritual space, whatever that means to you. Maybe you light some candles, turn down the lights, maybe you burn some things for some smoke cleansing. I like to burn mugwort, so I've got some mugwort burning here. Maybe you like to have some crystals near you to help you connect with your intuition. I've got my amethyst point here. And actually, if you want to learn about amethyst, just go back to the last IGTV video or the last blog. I talked all about amethyst and the benefits, the meanings, the uses for amethyst last week. So then you're going to get your cards. And I'm going to be using the ritual deck, which is our oracle deck. Really beautiful. But you can use any oracle deck. You can also use a tarot deck, but I'd like to show you on this one. So to start, just shuffle your cards. There's no right or wrong way to shuffle. Just mix them up however you'd like. And whenever you feel like you're done, that's when you're done. And as you're shuffling, you'll want to just close your eyes, take some deep breaths, and focus on your intention. So the intention here is we want to understand what our invitation for shadow work at this time of the cycle is. So focusing on that intention, and then I'm going to give you the questions that we're going to ask, but you're going to pull 3 cards. Okay. So the first question, make sure I've got the blog up here to tell them to you correctly. So what part of my shadow is rising to the surface to be worked with? Guys, I cannot make this shit up. Look at the card I just pulled, dark moon. So what part of your shadow is rising to the surface to be worked with? How has rejecting this part of myself manifested in my life? Full moon. And then how can I show this part of myself more love and integrate it into my full, whole self? Pink. So love, romance, friendship. So I'm just going to break down the cards that I've got here and read to you a little bit from the ritual deck to help you understand how you might interpret this. If you have the ritual deck, there's a really gorgeous guidebook with lots of information, mantras, and tons of our own rituals in here. So we'll start with the first card. Here we go. So the Dark Moon card is, oh my God, like throwing the book around. It's rest, stillness, and observation. So what part of my shadow is rising to the surface to be worked with? So to me, what's coming up here is I'm being asked to work with the part of my shadow, the part of myself that believes I don't deserve to rest, that believes I have to always be working in order to have value, to have worth, and to receive love. So I'm being asked to unpack that belief. And the mantra for this card, which is really helpful for that, is doing nothing is doing something. So I'm being asked to unpack why I feel like I'm not allowed to rest. I don't deserve to rest. That's the Dark Moon, the first card. And the second question, how has rejecting this part of myself manifested in my life? I've got the full moon. So harvest, expansion, and gratitude. And so what's coming up for me when I look at this card is that this has brought me a lot of beauty and a lot of abundance and a lot of goodness into my life, but it has also kept me perpetually in a full moon state. And so those of you who work with the moon already will know that a full moon state is a time of heightened energy. So energy is really high. We might want to spend time with other people. This is like, think dancing with a group of people under the full moon. That's like sort of a stereotypical full moon type of energy. So not being able to rest, not feeling like I'm allowed to rest, is manifesting in my life as continually being in this perpetually heightened state. And when we think about that, we know that's not sustainable, right? That can't last forever. And so how I can show this part of myself more love and integrate it into my whole self, I've got pink. Love, romance, and friendship. So I'm going to read to you what this says in the book. So the mantra is, I am open to receiving love. The pink candle is here to open your eyes and your heart to love that is all around you. Love is essential, and the more you have, the more you can give. So this feels like a little bit of a reminder to give that part of myself that believes that I'm not worthy if I'm resting, if I'm not doing, creating, producing, to give that part of myself love. So maybe tonight or tomorrow I write myself a little love letter. Maybe I write myself a little manifesto about rest, and about how my worthiness and my lovability is inherent just based on who I am, not on anything that I do, anything that I create, anything that I put out into the world. So try this spread out for yourself and let us know how it goes for you. You can share in the comments below or tag us in your spreads. We would love to see them. And just know that the reason, the dark moon is really important to honor, and it's really relevant to the cards that I pulled this spread personally, but we talk about the new moon as this beautiful time for dreaming and visualizing and starting to create what we want in the next cycle. But we will not have any space to call that in and to create that if we don't clear space, if we don't rest, if we don't soften during this dark moon time. So sending you dark moon blessings and so much love from Team Zenned Out. Let us know in the comments how this spread goes for you. Bye.